Swamin Namaste Natalokabandho Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabhau Mamuddharatmiya Kataksha Drishtya Rijvyati Karunya Sudhabhidrishtya Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Swamin Namaste Yat Kirtanam Yat Smaranam Yadikshanam Yad Vandanam Yad Shravanam Yadarhanam Lokasya Sadhyo Vidhunoti Kalmasham Tasmai Subhadrashravase Namo Namaha Tasmai Subhadrashravase Namo Namaha. Jai Guru, Jai Guru, Jai Guru. So yesterday the main point that we discussed, one of the main points is we always should have that awareness that I am a siddha, I am a devotee. That thought should never leave the mind. Only when that thought is there, we will be acting in the manner in which a devotee or a siddha should behave. How he should talk, how he should behave, what should be his thoughts, what all activities is congenial for his sadhana. Unless we have that feeling that I am a seeker, this discrimination will not be there, and we will be distracted to many other activities or thoughts or actions which is not congenial for our sadhana and spiritual progress. So this is one very important aspect of spiritual sadhana. And also we were discussing that we would like to have the touch of God, the feeling of the divine presence always with us. It doesn't happen when we go to a Mahatma, listen to his lectures like all of you have come. The sessions are very good, all are saying the sessions are very good. What of that? If the sessions are good and actually it has elevated the mind will not like to come down from that state. And whatever you do later on, maybe you are very active, like after Buddhist Swamini's session, all are going for lunch. Some are eating, some are serving, some are maybe looking after the arrangements, and then after that, our now Swami takes all of you for packing rice. Very hectic activity. Now, whatever we have heard, how to still remain in that state, or if not to that elevated state, how to at least feel that I am always having the touch of the soul. Whatever I am doing, my feeling that I am the self, or I can touch my indweller, the God who is inside us, within me, in my heart. How I can still keep that feeling intact. It needs a lot of effort. It will not happen, but it will happen. All our Mahatmas give us this assurance that it will happen, but we have to work for it. As we work, if you want to say, I want to go to Chichu to buy something, I have to make effort. I have to get into some vehicle, or if I don't have money, maybe I have to walk. For studies, when we are studying, and when we are in a profession, for everything, we have to make effort. So here also, we have to make an effort. Now, in spiritual sadhana, in our sadhana, what is that effort? How we can grow? And especially, I have given the topic as sadhana in Guru-Sannidhi. In the days of cassette recorder, We used to put a cassette, and then if we want to record something else, we can again record. The previous one will get removed, erased, and the new one will get recorded. Similarly, we can do that. The habit has to be again redone. New habit has to be formed. And when you are doing something constructive, where your mind and everything else, your mind, your attention, your shraddha, everything has to be there. At that time you cannot. But even then, I would say, for a little moment, we can stop for a moment and think that, see, my whole mind is in this job. And while doing the job, if you see, you will find most of the time our mind will be thinking about the job. If you do not like the job, it will be grumbling thoughts will be there. If you like the thought, then you will feel that I'll do it very well so that I will be appreciated. These are the thoughts which will come. So, for a moment stop and think that no, neither of these thoughts is good for me. I should neither look for appreciation, nor I should be disliking the job. So, I am the self, that is why. For a moment we can think that. Can we not? For a moment we can think that. We do not do. That is the thing. So, this habit if you can bring about, there is a shloka in Vivek Chudamani. Anatma chintanam tyaktva kashmalam dukkha karanam chintaya atmanam ananda rupam yan mukti karanam. Anatma chintanam tyaktva. We are always thinking of anatmas. What is that anatma chintan? Everything else apart from the self, apart from God. The love is not there. The love is not there because we don't know what is self. We don't know who is God. We have given some forms. Some form we like as Balagopala we like. Many of us like. And maybe somebody will like Shiva's Murti. So we have given a form we like, but we do not really interact with that. So how will love grow in us? So always the mind is given to Anatma Chinta. But that has to be changed. We must bring about love for God, love for knowing ourselves. That knowing ourselves means what? The attributes of the self, which we know, we should be loving that. What are the attributes? It is eternal, imperishable, it is unchanging, it has no modification. The Anatma Chintas, all the thoughts, all the interactions which we do with other things which is not the self is only producing dukkha. So instead of that, what should you do? Chintaya, think. Atmanam ananda rupam. Chintaya, think. Think about the Atma, the self, which is Ananda itself. Chintaya atmanam ananda rupam yan mukti karanam. Yat mukti karanam. So, whenever this anatma chinta, the thoughts of the worldly affairs come and grip your mind, what happens is, I think all of us know what happens. When it has gripped us, we do not even know. We'll start thinking about God or maybe a sloka or maybe our mantra. Suddenly we will find the mind has gone away to something. Some thought had come and we will be following that thought, and we have gone. What all we have thought, we suddenly come to understand. So okay, let it be so. But as soon as you have understood that your mind has gone away, catch it and bring it back and start all over again, chanting the mantra, chanting some God's name. If you do not have a Guru mantra, chant any God's name or anything which will make your mind uplifted. Start chanting. So, chintaya atmanam ananda rupam. And in this particular shloka, it is saying that you think about the Atma which is Ananda itself. So you can think about the attributes of the Ananda, Atma. When I had the hemorrhage, so the severe headache, I never used to get any sleep at night because of the headache and because of the medicines. So in my room, Namrata was there and Maya used to be there, though they were my bystanders. And everybody is sleeping and I am just lying. Those are the moments I found, I think it was just coming from inside. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam nityam vibhum nirvikalpam niriham brahmaivaham yat tadevahamasmi. This shloka I used to chant in various tunes. To whom? To myself, to myself, to myself. I think this habit you must make. This is a habit. Because I have loved the shlokas, I have chanted many shlokas, I have loved the shlokas with my heart. So even at that critical moment, the shlokas came to my rescue. You need not chant in tune, but you chant or say the words. You can say it in a prose manner. Sarvadharam, sarvavastu prakasham. Sarvadharam is, it is the adhara, it is the basis, substratum of everything. Brahman or God is sarvavyapi. It's all pervading. It is the only one. We are reading it, hearing it so many times, and we feel uplifted when we hear. But how will it become mine? How will I become united with it? You have to make a habit to keep on repeating it. Like we learned that shloka, no? The wife, when the husband has gone to some distant place, the wife is constantly thinking of the husband with love, feeling very sad that he is away. So that kind of yearning for understanding, experiencing these words, what they say. Maybe we will not fully understand, but for a moment we will touch. For a moment that touch will be there. What is this Sarvadhara? This whole thing, the whole of the universe, everything that is there in the world, the substratum is one consciousness which is unchanging. So much of Jagat Vyavahara, what is that? Worldly activities is taking place over what? Something which is absolutely unchanging. That is Brahman, that is self, and I am that. I think we can think about these things. You cannot say that you do not have time. Cannot say. Are we not taking bath? That whole period of bathing is ours. What are we thinking at that time? Maybe we are grumbling about somebody, or maybe we are feeling very sad that our expectations were not met. All those things. The time that we bathe, the time that we dress up, maybe when we take a walk. If not anything, at least when we go to bed for 5-10 minutes, we can make a habit. We can definitely make a habit. What do you say? So, you have to be very introspective. Where am I failing? Nobody can tell you where you are failing. Maybe a general guidance can be given. But where I am failing, where I am not making use of the time that is given to me in this life, every day that time is reducing. Every day. Am I making any effort? Am I making use of the time? Am I making the opportunity that I get of satsangs, of Guru Sannidhi, of having association with like-minded devotees? Am I making use of that? Most of the satsangs, I know after the satsang, there will be chit-chat. There will be chit-chat. Even here, I don't think after a lecture is over and all of you go and sit in the veranda, maybe some may be discussing, but most of you will be discussing very ordinary things, which is not necessary. Maybe some things are necessary. I cannot say that everything is unnecessary. But are we doing that? So, anatma chintanam tyaktva kashmalam dukkha karanam chintaya atmanam ananda rupam yan mukti karanam. When I first came here, within a month or so, Swamiji gave me a chit in the paper. He has written in his hand about maybe 30 slokas from Vivek Chudamani. He said that you should learn them. So this is one of them. And when I read this one, that that word chintaya, what is this sloka saying? Think. It gives me a feeling as if a mother is coming and telling that, see, you are in trouble, do this, and you will be rescued. You will get the key to that ocean of Ananda, which is there already. Only thing is that you are not making an effort. That day will be the best day when we start doing this, thinking that I will try. Let me fail 100 times, but still I will try. I will try to make a habit where I feel I am a seeker and this is my responsibility. If I have taken initiation from a guru has kindled the light, the lamp inside me, I have some responsibility. I cannot be just like any other person. I have the responsibility to understand and be a lamp which will radiate light, illumination and everything to others. I have that responsibility. That reminds me, I always used to write diary. Diary is not that I ate this, I went there, I talked, this person had come, not like that. A diary, a spiritual diary you can say, which has, if I had been affected in the mind, then what was that affectation? Most of it, the incident is not written, that I am feeling like this. Maybe one day I am irritated, another day I am agitated, another day I am depressed, like that. Another day I do not know what to decide, helpless. And I would look at my mind, what the mind is thinking, and I used to write. And what my mind has thought, how to resolve it, what my mind should think and do. And if you look at my diary, you will find I have never crossed out any word. Never crossed out. I have taken a picture of my mind and written. If anybody reads may feel that, oh, Ma used to think like this. Okay, let it be. I am not writing. And all my writings were addressed to God. So, in that diary, I found that I have written after I took up sannyasa that I think I was taken sannyasa and I was writing in the company of my Lord at that time. So while writing at one portion, I remembered that the first interaction with a Mahatma in my life was Baba, then Swamiji. Then I had met Swami Vireshwaranandaji in Ramakrishna Mission, Abhayananda Maharajji, Bharat Maharaj in Ramakrishna Mission. And then came Swami Nisheshanandapuri, whom we used to call Maharaj in Kharagpur. then met his Gurudev in Rishikesh. And so I have written, then all these meetings, if I look back, my mind was always bowed down in humility and reverence. It was anata. I have written the word anata, that it was bowed down completely at the feet of those people. I never saw anybody else except my Guru in whomever I have met. And also, I still remember, I'm writing there, I still remember the fragrance of divinity that I used to feel at that time, whenever I have gone and met those Mahatmas, as a fragrance of purity and divinity. And next para I am writing, now I am a sannyasi. I should be always watchful that I should grow in such a manner that whatever I have felt, going near to those Mahatmas, I should acquire those qualities so that whoever comes to me will also get that kind of a feeling. This is not only true for a sannyasin, this is for a seeker. A seeker has to have some qualities. Those qualities he should try to develop throughout his life so that whoever comes near him feels that he is a different person. He is a seeker. He is a different person, different from the ordinary lot. So that is why we have to be responsible. We must be responsible because we have taken that seekerhood. Suppose you become a mother, you must have motherly qualities. Otherwise you cannot bring up your children. You have to have so many sacrifices. Maybe you are very given to sleeping a lot. A child is born and all sleep has to be sacrificed. Similarly for other things. So as a seeker, a devotee, the first thing is the awareness and then cultivating these qualities. It is absolutely essential. Now it is your choice whether you want to do or not do. Or you feel that, oh, pray. Do you have to do so much? Definitely. You cannot get self-realization or God realization or even a little sublimity without doing anything. Yes, the Mahatmas will speak and take you up. Ramakrishna Dev used to say that these feelings are like the divans, spring sofas. You sit there, nicely will go down. You get up, again the spring will come up. It's like this. So from the time you get up in the morning till you go to bed at night, remind yourself that human life has a higher purpose. It has a higher purpose. It is an ordinary purpose. I think all that you all must be knowing, must be thinking. So many years you are in the association of Swamiji. So definitely there is a purpose in this life. And what is that purpose? Your aim is to realize self or God and thereby attain unbroken bliss. That bliss, the divinity, the purity, the sublimity, unbrokenly should be with me. How to get it? How to get it should be a question, an yearning. The heart should cry. Heart should cry like what? With pain. What kind of pain? Suppose when we squeeze a towel, how much we squeeze to take out the water? That much. The heart should cry that I want to go there. Unaffectedness in all situations. Not only the bliss, I want to remain unaffected. This is what is the main aim of spirituality. Sukha dukkhe same kritva. Swamiji is taking this. Then fill the mind with blessedness and gratitude. What is that? Blessedness and gratitude. Blessedness, why? At least you have been led to the feet of a Mahatma. So be grateful for that. Be grateful. Feel and experience every moment to be spiritual and divine. Every moment. See, that is a habit. You have to think. Stop and think. Stop and think. Say you are, many things we do just mechanically. Even the spiritual activities becomes mechanical. I remember when we started Pushpa Samarpanam. The Pushpa Samarpanam used to be at 7 o'clock. 6 o'clock is our prayer and 7 o'clock was Pushpa Samarpanam. In the old building, there was a bell. So people will come down from the Samadhi Mandir by 6:45. Between 6:45 and 7 o'clock was feeding of birds and squirrels by Nutan Swamiji. That was also another activity because he made friends with the squirrels and birds. Those days he used to go for walks in the morning, so he'll go that side. When he would come back, he's a very punctual person, and so he would come back in time, and behind him so many squirrels and birds will be coming, making sound. Some will sit on him here and there, and then he would give them biscuits. Initially, when he made friends, they wouldn't come, so he would throw the biscuits at far away. They'll pick and run. Slowly, the distance where the biscuits were thrown were reduced, and then the squirrels started coming and taking from his hand, get onto his lap, and here they became very free. So all the devotees would come down and stand at a distance and see this, getting great joy. By that time, some would be cleaning the veranda, keeping Swamiji's chair, plucking flowers, keeping them ready, and we will start. So, that feeling of divinity, when we started, and for years we are having it. It is a very divine program. Those who come, they all like. It really takes one to some kind of height somewhere. The mind becomes absolutely free, full of devotion. It is like that. But it becomes mechanical also. You see, if you stay here for few days, see, in the Pushpa Samarpan, what should we do? We are chanting what? Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. All the slokas in the beginning are ending with this word, that I prostrate at Guru's feet. Are we coming and doing prostration with that feeling? Always? No. We become conscious. Have I done it all right? I did not get many flowers today, only Ma has given 2 petals only today. So many thoughts will be there. So, these are habits. There will be mistakes, there will be slips, there will be many times we are not in a mental state to be perfect. But this should be in our mind, that when we are doing pranam, our mind should be completely offered. I have come with all my defects, my good, my bad, my sentiments, my emotions, my anger, my love. With everything I have come at your feet. Please accept me and mold me in the manner in which you want me to be. And this molding, may I have that kind of a feeling, receptivity, so that I can be molded without any hindrance. You understand? Now you all may say that you are not staying here. You have to go back home. As many days you stay here, as many days you are attending, you do that. You can start this small program in your house also, keeping a photo of Swamiji every day. You can do that. Every day, make it a habit to offer yourself, saying these things. Suppose you do not want to keep a photo and offer flowers, at least early in the morning, sing a few slokas and feel that I want to be pure. I want to assimilate all that you are giving me, and I want to progress in this path. Is it not possible? Is it possible? I think it is possible, because I am telling in a very simple manner. Very, very simple manner. I feel it can be done. It is only because we get distracted by so many things. Now what to do about that? We get so much distracted. By all the senses, we are getting distracted always. That is why it is said that satsanga, sadhusanga, reading the scriptures, doing dhyana and japa. See, I had written 3 articles. I don't know how many of you have read my visit to Siddha Yoga Ashram, in which there the Swamiji has said about Swami Narayan Tirthaji, who was the head there. Now presently Atmananda Swamiji is there. He is saying that he always used to say that in all your activities you chant God's name. You want to go sightseeing, go. This I have not written. He was saying, you want to go sightseeing, go. But chant your mantra and see everything and come back. So every guru will say this. Because for active people it is not always possible to sit down and do dhyana. They have to do work. Even we ashramites, we have to do work. How much time do we get to sit and do dhyana and japa? But there are moments when we can stop and chant our mantra and feel a love. That is the thing. That is what I want to tell you. Feel a love. Love for the Guru. Love for the mantra. Love for sitting in dhyana. Love for just chanting it. That love should grow. And that love is, it just sweeps you. That chanting one's mantra with love, it is not a duty. That Swamiji has asked me to sit for dhyana for 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. So I have done it. My work is done. Not like that. It should be a love. And with that love, it becomes yours, your own part. You don't feel like getting distracted. You don't feel like getting away from that mantra and its effect. This should be. So, I again come back. What you have to do? Make a habit. Give some effort. This what I told. If love is not there, yes, I am doing it very mechanically. Morning, evening, I have done and I am very satisfied. I remember once I had written, before coming to the ashram when I was in the household, I think just before coming, I am writing that one has to do very harsh vichara of oneself. Harsh vichara. We cannot be sugarcoating our mind. That, today he came, that is why he could not do anything. Today my daughter, today my son, today my friend, or today my work. Not like that. So harsh vichara has to be done. So what harsh vichara I am doing of myself I have written. So I am writing that I am wondering, I am getting lot of sadhu sangha, because those days we used to go for Maharaj's class every day from the time we came to know, for 2 years till we left and came here. 2 years. Every day, early morning, we used to go to Maharaj's class. And on Sundays, Maharaj would take class even in the evening or daytime. For 1 or 2 women who were very interested, he used to take a special class at 10:30 in the morning, 10:30 or 11, teaching us Panchadashi. All with Shankar Bhashya and all that. So, so much sadhu sangha I was getting, and the rest of the time, and I had left my job, so I was getting lot of time. Reading, writing, trying to understand Sanskrit a little better, all these I was doing, meditating. But still, why is it that I do not have fulfillment?
Still, why in the mind there is a void? Why still the mind is feeling that something is there which I must achieve? And then after vichara, I conclude that I am doing everything. Getting up early in the morning, preparing breakfast, then going for the class, and everything I am doing. But this sadhu sangha and the swadhyaya, the shastra patha, everything is remaining separate from me. I am not bringing whatever I am learning, I am not bringing them down to my day-to-day activities. You get me? It's not coming. The question that you have asked, I am not doing it. So I am very satisfied that I have read Taittiriya Upanishad, I have read Kathopanishad, now we are doing this Upanishad, I have read Patanjali Sutra, I am reading Brahma Sutra Bhashya. Oh, very happy. But whatever is being told, and that telling is nothing. If you read all the Shastras, there will be only one thing to know, that God is self is all pervading, you are the self, you are Brahman. That's all. So how to bring that knowledge or wisdom to every moment? So this vichara has to be done. So again I come back to this, the habit has to be given. Now how will you make that habit? Every day, either you read the Bhagavad Gita. See, in the 12th chapter, there are so many qualities of a devotee. In the 13th chapter, so many qualities are given for jnana. So, you see one by one, have I achieved this? Have I achieved this? Have I achieved this? Adveshta sarva bhutanam. So, if you want to get that quality, why do you want to get that quality? Because in this spiritual path, God Himself says that whoever has these qualities is very dear to me. And once we get those qualities, we also constantly will feel the presence of God in our heart. So, Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam, the first one. Are we like that? So you start introspecting. Today, have I behaved with everybody with love? Do I love everybody? Or still I have so much of dislike for some person? I think you can make some columns on the left and keep on ticking. Give the dates and keep on ticking. I think if you are a sincere seeker, you should do that. Adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karuna evacha. Right? Adveshta sarva bhutanam. Then maitra, karuna, all that. And then see how you are progressing, whether you are done. And you have to be true to yourself. True to yourself. Do you think that I am saying something which cannot be done? You should do. I have done it. I have done it. It can be done. So, again it comes back to the yearning. Whether you are really yearning. If you are really yearning, instead of taking the phone, talking to somebody or going out to parties, you will spend your time in these things. What will happen? You will know the quality. Oh, I started with that sarvadharam. Sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham. That is for the self and this is for a devotee. Anyway, that's all are same. It gives only purity, sublimity, divinity. So we have to see at least few of it. Are we able to achieve? One day there was Gita, those days the prayer used to be in our veranda in the old building. Samadhi Mandir had not yet come. So we chanted Aniketaha. So I ran after the prayers to Swamiji. The Swamiji, Aniketaha. No, I am not Aniketaha. I have left home, but I have come to an ashram where all facilities are there. I have a shelter over my head. I am getting food. I have got many kinds of facilities. So how do I know that I am an Aniketa? And Swamiji said, everything, you need not feel that you have to go out and prove yourself whether you can live and roam on the streets. You must be prepared to leave any time when it is necessary. He told me that. But Aniketaha, for you, will be, your mind should be ready to leave this place any time. Then I remembered our Maharaj Gurudev, he had said, सन्यासी का क्या है, साधु का क्या है, कहीं पे गड़बड़ हुआ, दंड उठाया, लाठी उठाया, चल दिया. That what about a sadhu? If there is any problem anywhere, wherever he is now staying, if there is a problem there, take your lathi and walk off. So one day, Swamiji came and said, see, when I am not here, he said, those were many days back, but still he said this. If there is any difficulty, do not go into any kind of argument or anything. Simply walk off. He told. Maybe things have changed now. Maybe that is not the case now. Whatever was the situation at that time, he said that this should be. That is keeping the mind ready. And many times I have felt that this should be our attitude in life. That we are sitting in the platform of a railway station. As soon as the vehicle, the train will come, we should be ready to get in and go. This is called disinterestedness. This is called dispassion. Nobody is asking us to go away, leave, go to the forest. But these feelings should be there. To live, to be able to live in whichever manner one is. So, sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham. Sarvavastu prakasham, that it is that which illumines everything. You know, one word, we can just chant it, and be that. And ultimately it says, sarvadharam sarvavastu prakasham, sarvakaram sarvagam sarvashunyam. And the last one is brahmadvaitam yat tadeva ahamasmi. That Advaita Brahma, whatever is that Brahman, that is me. I am that. I am that. So when you are sitting somewhere, maybe a little time is there, you can chant your Guru Mantra, you can chant these slokas in whichever way you can, just focusing on the meaning, trying to be one with that, and this will become a habit with you. Discriminate constantly between real and unreal, eternal and transitory, imperishable and perishable, and what is everlasting good and auspicious, and what is short-term good. So what is everlasting good and what is short-term good? I think that becomes very clear. Constantly think that should I do this? Will it give me everlasting happiness and something good? Or is it a short-term one? And choose between the two. So this discrimination should always be there. Grow dispassion for the transitory worldly objects, which give happiness, no doubt, but that happiness is always mixed with unhappiness. So, constantly discriminate, see whether whatever you are trying to do, whether they are thoughts, your words, your actions, whether those are going to give you happiness, which is everlasting. If it is not, try to understand whether that will do you good or not, and reject them. At least maybe sometimes, it happens that family people, because of the pressure of family people or pressure of the peers, you have to do something which you don't like. But slowly make them understand that you do not like those things, and only follow that which will grow more of dispassion towards these transitory worldly objects. Introspect between need and desire. That is very important. Whether something is a desire or whether something is a need. Many things we have to do because it is a necessity. But whether we are doing something because it is a desire, that discrimination one has to have. External purity, purity of body, place of stay, dress, food, etc., purity should be maintained. Then cultivate desirable traits. Like I said in 12th chapter, 13th chapter, there are many other chapters. But like patience, endurance, perseverance, tolerance, loving everybody, sacrificing for others, all these things you must cultivate. And practice to cultivate contentment. This is very important. Contentment. If you practice in growing contentment, then you will find that discriminations will be discriminating between everlasting happiness and fleeting happiness. That will become very easy. We should be contented with what we get. This is most important for a seeker. If it is not there, even as a spiritual seeker who is yearning a lot, it becomes a hindrance. It becomes a hindrance. There is a sloka. Bandho hi vasana bandho moksha syat vasana kshayaha vasanam tvam parityajya moksharthitvam api tyaja. Bandho hi vasana bandho. What is bondage? Vasana. All our unhappiness, our misery, everything is because we have desire and expectation for little things, if not big things. Big things like lot of money, lot of luxury, lot of name, fame, etc., position, prestige, all that. And small things, I should be loved by everybody should appreciate me, everybody should talk good of me, everybody should be considerate to me, understanding. I think all of us, we are victim of these. If somebody says that, no, you have not done this well, face will become like this. You will feel, oh, I did so much. So, I will tell you that one incident. When we came, Swamiji said he was never happy in the manner in which the kitchen runs. Because Swamiji wanted to feed everybody. But ever since he had established the ashram, those who had stayed here and the help that they got, they could not feed everybody, whoever came. So that Swamiji had told me this many times. So it so happened that after we came, I think after 1 year or so, when I got a little settled, Swamiji's birthday came. So birthday also, now storytelling has come. Birthday also, earlier here generally the star birthday is seen. The star on which day in this month. So Swamiji's birthday would be falling sometimes in April, sometimes in May, whichever star. So that used to pose a lot of difficulty. Before us, there were many here who had slowly gone. They were all South Indians. And when we came, we are not given to this star birthday. So we would not be able to understand from the calendar then when is the birthday falling. So in Vichar Setu, sometimes wrong dates will be printed. So our Narayan Nambir always would come either the previous one or the next one. He will never come in time to attend the birthday. And so it happened with others, that people would come, but birthday has already been celebrated. Or they have come, but that is not the birthday. Next month is the birthday. Then it was decided, when many people started coming, then let us go by the English date. So that year, with whatever language at that time I knew, I did not know the language well, and the help that we had, I felt that I have arranged everything very well. Lot of people came, and suddenly unknown people also came, and everybody was given food. Beggars, at that time beggars used to come. Beggars were also given food, So at the end of the day, I told Swamiji that, Swamiji, you have been telling me that you always had a pain that people are not fed properly in our ashram. Kitchen doesn't run well. Now, I think today's feeding has gone off very well, and I'm very happy that it has been so. So Swamiji kept quiet. So I said, Swamiji, you had told me this, and now that everything has gone off well, at least say something that you are satisfied. Or say a few words of appreciation. Swamiji looked at me and said, oh, actually you should have reminded me to appreciate you. He said that. So I think I did not think on that for a long time. Much later, one day I thought that, see, he has said this only to hit me with this, that I was becoming very proud and having ego, that after I have taken charge of the kitchen, everything has gone up well. So Swamiji told me that I should have reminded him. He doesn't feel it. For him, if the feeding has gone off well, it is good. Then why should he appreciate? So small desires will be there. So that is why I told this. So at that time, the small desire was what? That if I do something, somebody should appreciate me. And so this is a desire. Actually, for any spiritual seeker, desire is to be completely removed. Vasanakshaya, it is called. Manonasha, Vasanakshaya, Manonasha and Tattvajnana. These three. And Yoga Vasishtha, it talks about it. So Vasanakshaya. Slowly I understood in many things. I think I have told it many times when we came, the atmosphere here was very, very different. And we came once, within 6 months we came second time, and within 3 months we came and joined. That is, within 1 year we came and joined. Till that time nobody had seen us. So all the people who were associated with the ashram, suddenly they saw, where from these people have come? And Swamiji is so free with them, so close with them, Swamiji is allowing them to handle everything. So there was lot of problem. And even the workers, Mataji was sick, she was not able to see the running of the ashram. So workers were very free to do whatever they liked. When we came, we started understanding what they are doing. That without telling, they are taking away the fruits from here, or without telling, some bricks which are stacked here, they are moving towards the boundary. So all those things, we would not be able to talk to them, but we will come and talk to Swamiji. Then Swamiji will take action. So naturally we became, we were disliked by everybody. So there was lot of problem. After 2.5 years, Swamiji one day said, I think you have weathered the storm very well. So I was saying that vasana, bandho hi vasana bandho. That vasana, if the vasana is there, then the vasana is a bondage. And during those times, in my diary, I have written that nirapekshata. I have written that for some days I was floating in nirapekshata, and suddenly it has gone away, taking leave completely. Where it has gone, I don't know. That means my mind had started expecting some kind, maybe good words, or maybe some good behavior from somebody. Moksha syad vasana kshayaha. And what is moksha? What is liberation? Vasana kshayaha. That is, removal of vasana is moksha. If in your mind there is no vasana means anything. You have to give up your desires. See, that is why I just told, needs and desires, you have to understand. What is the desire? The desires which distract you, does not allow you to grow forward in the spiritual path as a seeker, those desires have to be completely taken away. Your desire to come and serve your Guru, of course you should not remove. Your desire to do something for the ashram, of course you must do. Not those desires. There are some sattvika desire and there are some desires which are not congenial for sadhana. Those desires. So vasana kshayaha. Vasanam tvam parityajya. So vasana has to be left. And the last line is moksharthitvam api tyaja. That is, I want moksha, I want moksha, I want moksha becomes such a vasana that you are hindered by that. You are hindered by that. Initially, you must have that feeling. I must grow, I must progress. I will do all that I'm hearing. I will try to cultivate the qualities which I hear about the self, about the devotee. I will be fully expanded. But if that vasana becomes such where it agitates your mind, agitates in the mind means still you find that you are not. See, once a person is liberated, he will live the life like a jnani. All the qualities that we see in a jnani, he will be like that. Munif prasanna gambhiro durvigahya duratyayaha. He is prasanna, he is gambhira. These qualities should come. And shrotriyo brahmanishta, then brahmavittamaha. He'll be absolutely calm in his mind. All these things should be expressed in him when he has realized. Now, the person who is looking for moksha has done lot of tapasya, lot of austerity, lot of studies, everything he has done, and still his mind remains agitated to the extent he may feel that my guru is not doing anything for me. How many years I am doing my dhyana, meditation, still I have not attained anything. Such kind of feelings. Or this mantra doesn't have any effect. Such kind of feelings. So moksharthitvam api tyaja. So any time, any vasana, even when it is a vasana for moksha, if it agitates your mind, it has to be removed. In this Siddhashrama article I have written about somebody that Atmananda Swamiji was saying that his guru Narayana Tirthadev, to meet him one day one gentleman came. He belongs to a very well-known ashram and which has many centers in India and abroad, and he is not married, he stays in that ashram. So he came there to meet Narayana Tirthaji. And Narayana Tirthaji had just come down for 3 months from Uttarkashi. He was very busy with his own devotees, meetings, looking after the ashram affairs. But still he gave time. And very patiently he was hearing. And this person was saying that he doesn't get any time with his guru. Any time with his guru. Guru is so very busy. He doesn't have any opportunity to ask him any doubt. So Narayana Tirthaji asked him, listen, and after that started asking him question. And he said, your guru is not meeting you at all. You are not getting any time with him. He said, no. Then after a lot of interrogation, it was found out that yes, every day this gentleman gives guru the bhiksha at night. At that time nobody is around. For 15 minutes he is with his guru. So Narayana Tirthaji became very strong. He said, what? Your guru, I have understood from your narration that he is a very busy person. Still see, he is so merciful, so compassionate that 15 minutes every day he is giving you. You can ask all your questions. This gentleman had come to ask something from Narayana Tirthaji, some upadesha. So he said this, that what are you saying? You know, the guru gives his everything. When guru gives diksha, guru gives everything. It is for the shishya to make effort and grow forward. You are not doing it and you are blaming your guru that guru doesn't give me time. So that man went away, shyly he went away. That reminded me of one incident where Swamiji used to take classes. So when we came, for 7 years, there was no classes here, only night satsang. So then we were very eager to learn the Shastras, so Swamiji ultimately started. So 9:30 the bell will ring. But Swamiji will go to the garden. Those days he used to go to the garden to see the coconut plants, plantains, and whatever. Or construction was always our friend, so it will be always there, some construction or other. He will go to the construction site and mostly he will come late to the class. Or if he is taking the class, somebody will come and say that please come, very urgent. So he will go and go away. So it used to bring in lot of grievance in my mind. That 1 hour, because the whole day was so active, and mostly my work was in the kitchen, and that is a thing that I don't think that I liked doing kitchen work so much, but everything I had to do, and I was doing very happily. But I would feel that when 1 hour we are getting for class, it should be uninterrupted. So anyway, it will happen every day. So a lot of grievance in my mind, agitation in my mind, helplessness in my mind, sometimes tears will come in my eyes. All that used to happen. So one day Swamiji came back from the site with all his tour of the sites and garden, only when 15 minutes were left. So that day I spoke out. I said, Swamiji, every day it is like this. You are not able to take a full class, and we are not progressing with the slokas at all. Swamiji became quite grim and said, you are saying this? Have you learnt whatever I have taught so far? Have you learnt them? Have you reflected upon them? Have you assimilated them and trying to bring into your life? If you have not done that, you could have done it. Sitting here, you could have learned some of the slokas. You have not done that, and you are blaming that I am coming late for the class. So this is self-effort. Unless we have self-effort, whether you are in Guru Sannidhi for few days, or throughout your life, or you are in your house, self-effort has to be given to progress in this path of spirituality. Prabuddham vimuktam vikaradihinam prasannam sada nityabodhaswarupam param nishchalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranami.